Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome, and thank you for joining us today during this lunchtime. My name is Anna Czerwinska. I'm the Marketing Communication Manager for the International OEKO-TEX Association, and I'm thrilled to be able to be introducing and moderating today's panel discussion called Give Mom What They Want, that is, beautifully designed clothes, responsibly and transparently sourced. Now, before I ask my two guests to join me on the stage, I would like to enjoy the stage by myself. You know how it is with the ladies. They want to be in the center of attention. So I'll use this opportunity and I'll give you a couple of words from my side first. So as you probably know, sustainability is a very complex topic for most of the industries, but especially for textiles and apparel. With expanding global supply chains, complex country-by-country regulations, NGO demands, and customer scrutiny, staying up to date is really not a simple task. And managing sustainability has become as important as managing companies' finances. Transparency, in fact, has become increasingly important in the last years, as consumers demand simply information about the environmental policies and safe and social policies of the companies that produce the clothing. Now, all of us, we as consumers, simply want to know that our clothing has been made from textiles tested for harmful substances, made in environmentally friendly facilities, and made in safe and socially responsible workplaces. And here is actually where OEKO-TEX comes in. So I hope you'll indulge me while I'll tell you a couple of words about the organization that I work for. Now, the OEKO-TEX Association has been created almost 25 years ago. We'll be celebrating our 25th anniversary next year. And right from the beginning, our vision was to make this world a little bit better, and to be more precise, to make a textile world a little bit better. Now, right up till now, we are made of 16 independent textile and TESTEX institutes. We have offices in more than 60 countries. We work with more than 10,000 companies. And actually, thanks to the trust of those 10,000 companies, we were able to issue over 160,000 certificates worldwide. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to bore you with more information and more numbers. This is not a math lesson. But I would like to encourage you to visit our webpage, where we have a lot of webinars and a lot of information about sustainability issues and the sustainability problems, and of course our solutions to that problems. And I would like to encourage you to join us on social media, to follow us on social media, to like us, and to stay in touch with us. Okay, so I think it's the highest time to invite our speakers for today. So please give a warm welcome to Mr. Stefan Kehrer from CALIDA and to David Pircher from the OEKO-TEX Association. Nehmen Sie bitte Platz hier, Dave. You can take a seat next to Herr Kehrer. Oh, you want to sit? Okay, I will sit in the middle, not a problem.
To have you in the middle.
Yeah, perfect. So, Mr. Kehrer, Dave, before we start, I would like to ask you to tell our audience a little bit about yourself so that they know who are they dealing with. Mr. Kehrer, would you like to start?
Yeah, hello together. My name is Stefan Kehrer. I'm working since more than 6 years for company CALIDA, and I'm responsible for the whole material part. That means for the quality assurance, for the sourcing, for the pricing, and for the quality control.
Great, thank you. Dave?
May I proceed? My name is David. I'm working for the OEKO-TEX Association for about almost 5 years. I'm responsible for product and business development and working in the textile industry for more than 15 years.
Great, thank you very much. And I guess, Dave, I will start grilling you first and asking you the first question. So the title of our panel discussion is Give Mom What They Want, delivering beautifully designed clothes responsibly and transparently sourced. So my first question to you is, what does responsible sourcing mean? Can you tell us something more about responsible sourcing? What does it mean? Or ethical sourcing, as some of people like to use that wording.
Well, I personally think everybody of you, or the complete society, has a different opinion or imagination of what ethical or responsible sourcing is. So I personally have my own idea about this, certainly. And if I talk about sustainability or responsible sourcing or ethical sourcing, I personally think about fair production conditions, talking or thinking about people, the people who are working, who are producing textiles or textile-related goods, or thinking about the environment, which is also very, very important, more and more, not only for the people who are producing, but also for our consumer. And maybe last but not least, I think we also should consider the ethical codes, behave in an ethical way while sourcing textile goods or textile materials within the supply chain.
Mm-hmm. And Mr. Kehrer, what aspects of this responsible sourcing are important to CALIDA customers?
The most important, of course, is to guarantee the customer the maximum product safety. And this is the most important. But for us at CALIDA, it's not so difficult as we are sourcing 80% of our materials in Europe, and we are working together only with a few suppliers. And they have the minimum is the need is the OEKO-TEX standard 100, and the most of our suppliers have already the STEP certification. So we are in a very good position as a CALIDA.
Okay, and how do you make sure that your customers know about the job that you're doing, about the thing that you're keeping up your promise? Because I know that a lot of companies have those CSR reports as an example, and I'm sure you have one. But I mean, for the customer, it's really hard to go through 160 pages of your document. How do you communicate that?
This was maybe in the past a small problem of CALIDA, that we made a very good job, but we have not explained too much to the customer. And we had in the past always searched for a good label, but there was no good label on the market. And then we heard that OEKO-TEX is going to make a new standard, and we are very well interested. And so we are one of the first to work together with the OEKO-TEX for this Made in Green label.
Dave, Herr Kehrer just mentioned Made in Green label. Could you tell us something more about the label, please?
Certainly I can, no problem. So Made in Green is I think one of the first labels that is facing the consumer marking, while talking not only about the product safety itself, but also thinking about if a product is made in a safe and socially responsible environment. And last but not least, the third part over here is that it's environmentally friendly produced. So not only talking about my direct supplier, the guys who I know, but thinking about the complete supply chain of, for example, of a textile, which is not only like the cotton sew of an article, but also thinking about the weaving or spinning or the cotton fields. So that also includes traceability and transparency. So with Made in Green, I give the consumer the possibility to have a look where is a certain article produced. Is it coming from China? Is it coming from Europe? And how are supply chains created within one single product that is labeled in the market?
Okay, I can see that you brought something with you.
Yes, well, I almost forgot about. So, for example, one of the shirts that I brought, it's a kid's pajama produced by CALIDA, certainly. So, for example, this one is completely transparent and can be scanned with a QR code, which is going to be on a hang tag, for example, so the people can go with the smartphone, just scan the QR code and get on our website the full transparent information about the issues that I just have mentioned before, the product safety, the social and safe, responsible environment and environmental friendly production. So this is available just on one hand tag and on one single product. So.
Perfect.
So, and if you need more information, you can go to the homepage of the fabric supplier, and then you can see on the homepage everything you want to see. So we are completely transparency.
So if you'd like to know how this tool works, I would like to invite you on that place to join, to visit our booth. We are in hall 11.3. Our booth number is DO60. And you can simply come and see how Made in Green tool works. We have some beautifully designed clothes from CALIDA. So we are here until Sunday. Come and visit us and make sure that you know how the tool works. But back to the discussion. Mr. Kehrer, why did you strive to get Made in Green? And what are the main benefits for CALIDA from this Made in Green label that you have?
The main benefit for us is that the customer can see our supply chain. So they can go per iPhone to the label, and then he can see everything. So for us, the transparency is the most important.
Okay, so I guess my next question is to both of you. Mr. Kehrer, and you mentioned transparency many, many times. Why do you think this transparency is so important right now, and why is it becoming even more important in the last few years?
Maybe for us, CALIDA is producing, as I told before, 80% of our suppliers are in Europe, and they have all the OEKO-TEX standard 100, and most of them have the step. Till end of the year, all have the step. So we are doing a good job, but we have to tell this to the customer. Some customers think, of course, every fabric is coming from Bangladesh or from China. So this was, for us, a good reason that the people see we are working together with European suppliers. It's, let's say, 50% of our fabrics are coming from Switzerland. This is unique in the world that a company has such a big amount of fabrics from Switzerland. The most fabrics are coming, of course, from China or from Bangladesh or from Turkey, but not from Switzerland. So if you buy a fabric like this fabric for kids are all made in Switzerland. And this big advantage we want to tell the people. But if we tell the people, it's telling from CALIDA. But now if we are telling it's made in green, it's an independent institute. So the people can trust, of course, CALIDA, but the people are always also trust OEKO-TEX.
Okay. Dave, would you like to add something? Is transparency really revolutionizing the fashion industry?
Well, personally, not only saying yes, I would like to add some comments on here. I personally think that transparency is going to be one of our next trend. Because the issue of product safety is, especially in the segment of the kids and babies, where is already like a standard. So transparency is going to be the next thing over here, because with the word transparency, you are going to open, or you are going to create confidence. You are going to build trust with your customer once you start to communicate transparency. So you give the people the information. Where do you produce? What are you producing? This is going to be the next thing that you should communicate. So that's also one thing I'm striving towards too, that the people are starting to communicate this. And with Made in Green, we just give our customers, brands and retailers an opportunity to make this communication in a third-party way, so in an approved way, on a very high quality standard.
Okay, thank you. And I guess my last question for today is, what do you think the future holds for the textile industry? What do you think will come next? I know we do not have this ball in which we can have a look and predict the future, but maybe from your experience, what do you think is going to happen? What's coming next?
In my position, I think the transparency is coming more and more. Now, today, everybody nearly has a smartphone. So it's very easy to get all needed informations. So if a fabric is producing in Bangladesh, you can see it immediately. So it's good to tell the people that you are producing in good companies.
Okay.
So I think the people today have good experience, they are well educated, and they get every information they need quickly. So it's very important for a company to have good suppliers and to produce very good product and have a lot of transparency.
Okay, thank you.
Well, maybe from my side, thinking about one trend that we see in products like the smart textiles, like textiles connected with electronic, which is a pretty nice indicator that also textile are going to be more and more complicated. So I think that's also just pushing the issue of transparency, because now we start to add things to simple textiles, like electronic care devices that you see just all around here, the exhibition. So this makes the product more complex, but also partly more dangerous. Well, dangerous is probably not the right word, but just we need to take more care about these things, and our tools or our services are just the right thing to give the confidence and the trust to the people that these products are just safe and clean of everything that could be harmful for kids and babies. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. I will ask our audience if maybe there are any questions to ask the CALIDA or OEKO-TEX representative. Is there anything that you would like to know? I guess not. So I would like to thank both of our speakers. I would like to thank our audience for joining us today. And once again, I would like to invite you all to our stand, OEKO-TEX stand, hall 11.3, booth D060. And thank you very much and have a lovely afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.